Amazing humans, thank you for being here with me today. I have some really, well, I found full on news. Um, Today I found out a little statistic of the amount of women, well, it's not in a total amount, but it's like women between 45 and 55 have the highest suicide rate out of all of their lifetime, 45 to 55. What happens between 45 and 55? That's right, it's menopause. And even though all of my practice isn't like around menopause, this is more for my personal journey and to help others, it just reiterates the fact that community is so important and support is so important, and doing the work and coming into right relationship with yourself is really important, because going into that cycle when you're separate from self, when you don't know or understand feelings and emotions and communication in relationships, and having that nourishment. And let's face it, a lot of women play that martyr role and they don't nourish themselves enough. And I know that I was one of them. And I believe that it's something that we can look at and we can come together more, like gathering more information, sitting in circles, sitting with each other, communicating with each other, and holding space for ourselves and holding space for others. The better we get at understanding all of this, the more beautiful this process can become for people, and not just for women. Because the other statistic I came up, well, I didn't come up with this statistic, came across today, was that 70% of divorces after 50 are women. So women, all of their hormonal changes, not knowing what's going on, not knowing how to feel and communicate and transmute and integrate this new beautiful crone energy, they're left flailing in the wind going, what the fuck just happened to my life? And what happened to me? What's happening to me? Why do I hate my partner? Why do I not want to do all of those things anymore? Why is this so hard? Why am I so tired? Why can't I sleep? What should I be doing? And there's so much information out on the internet, which is really, 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 really good. Like, hats off to whoever started that movement 3 to 5 years ago, maybe it was, because it wasn't around 10, 15 years ago. So that's really fucking exciting, because there's so much information, but it's also overwhelming because there's so much information. And I've heard in the last year that women in menopause shouldn't fast. Now, I fast every day. I do water fasts for days, all of this stuff. And it feels really good for me. Then I heard another person who is medical and into the whole menopause thing, that fasting is amazing for women in menopause. So that's another point of I would love to make, is like, you need to find out what works for you, because what works for me might not be the same thing for you. But I just wanted to reiterate the two things, and I'll go back to them again so you remember this, that the highest suicide rate in women is between 45 and 55 years of age. We need to come together in support and unison, like into community, and that right relationship with ourselves, and also with these other women and other men who also go through their own changes. But as human beings and humanity as a whole, let's start talking about this more. Let's come together more. Let's ask more questions. Let's learn basic communication, because communication is one of the biggest issues, because there's no confusion when we can comfortably ask questions. There's no confusion when we feel safe to answer those questions. And when we can come into an understanding of even basic feelings and basic emotions, because you would be surprised if you asked someone to go a little bit deeper than just saying they felt good, of how many people turn around and go, I don't know, I don't know. So let's get past one word answers and let's build relationships with each other, whether it's women going through menopause, whether it's women going through healing, whether it's men going through healing and their own transitions. But let's just start really good conversations so we can all come together and rise together, and no one has to feel like they're doing it alone. This is my plight. This is what I've always wanted, is for everyone to love the fuck out of each other in a good way and just grow together and live a fucking really, really, really amazing, loving, connected life. Thanks for listening.